Just click the back. That's because I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. Protraction, the last motion, is movement of the scapula away from the transverse plane. So what you're going to see is protraction is the shoulder blades, they're going to spread outward, okay, as opposed to together, but they're going to spread forward. If you see like a boxer throwing a punch, you're going to see protraction, okay. A pitcher is going to throw a ball, they're going to retract, depress, and as they go forward through that motion, they're going to end up protracting your fourth motion. But more importantly than anything, be familiar with these four terms. Understand how they can keep the shoulder safe and secure when lifting weights. Okay. More motion. Upward rotation is movement of the scapula during active elevation. So you're going to actually have actual rotation of the scapula. We talked about that actually with the throwing just then. Downward rotation is moving the scapula to a neutral position from the upward rotation. So be familiar with those terms as well. Circumduction is going to be a circular movement involving flexion, extension, abduction, and adduction. So if I'm doing like arm circles like this, okay, I'm doing a combination of motions like that. So that you can't, everything's not as cut and dry as 90-degree angles. Pronation versus supination is you got pronation is I'm going to roll the hands inward. Supination, I'm going to roll the hands out. The real easy way to remember that, if you have soup in your hand, it will not spill. So that's supination. Versus you pronate it, it's going to actually make you spill it, okay? Then when we, and that's in terms of the hand in the forearms. Eversion versus inversion, referring to the ankle rotation. If I am abducting the ankle, I'm going away, right? If I abduct my humerus, my shoulder joint, I'm going away from the midline. On abducting the ankle, I'm actually taking the palm or the sole of my foot and rolling it outward, okay? Versus inversion, I'm rolling the sole inward, okay, which is adduction, okay? Real easy way to remember that is think sole of the foot inward is your inversion with an I. Eversion is going to go with abducting, going away from the midline, okay? Then you have your two references in terms of using your calf muscle versus your anterior tibialis. You have your plantar flexion, which is extending the ankle so the foot moves posteriorly in the sagittal plane. Simplified, it's when you're planting your foot and elevating your heel off the ground, okay? Because the foot moves posteriorly in the sagittal plane. So when we talk about sagittal plane, it goes front to back. So when I elevate myself off the ground, my foot is pointed towards the back because I'm raising my heel off the ground. That's plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion is just the opposite of that. It's when I'm flexing the ankle so that the foot moves anteriorly in the sagittal plane. So when I take my toe and I come off the ground, when the ball of my foot comes, the forefoot comes off the ground, on the front, the bottom of my foot is going and facing the front, okay? So think, plantar flexions, you're planting your toes in the ground and raising your heel off. Dorsiflexion, I'm taking the bottom of my foot and I'm raising it up so the face is anteriorly towards the front of my body. Okay. How long was that?